This video is going to show you archetypes, the qualities of an epic, and a review of the epic hero and the epic hero journey. On this first slide, you can see some examples of some modern-day epic heroes. Harry Potter, Luke Skywalker from Star Wars, Simba from The Lion King, and of course, you all know Wolverine. So first, let's talk about what an epic is. It's a long narrative poem in elevated diction. That means it's going to have formal language. The main character will always be an epic hero who goes through trials and a series of feats, but becomes successful. The story is based on myth or legend, which is why we've been talking about Greek mythology. Now let's look at the literary elements that are in an epic. The poet or the author will always start by talking about the theme, which is kind of nice considering authors don't usually do that. But they're always talking to a muse to inspire them for the poem. A muse were goddesses that authors and artists and sculptors talked to during this time period to try and get inspiration. The poem or the story is always going to start in medias res. That is Greek for in the middle of things. So therefore, it's always going to start in the conflict. We'll always start in the middle of the story, get a flashback for a while, come back to present tense, and then go into the future. It will always have supernatural forces that invest themselves in the action. In this case, it'll be our Greek gods and goddesses. The superhero or epic hero always requires superhuman characteristics that help them become successful. Let's quickly review the epic hero journey. At first, your epic hero is going to be charged with a quest or a task to complete. They will be physically tested throughout the entire journey. There's not just one physical test, although that'd be nice. The hero will receive help from real and mythical support, and they'll always travel to a supernatural world. Remember that the supernatural world is sometimes just a place where the hero feels out of their element. The hero's greatest weakness will always be shown, and sometimes there are multiple weaknesses. But don't worry, the hero always overcomes them in his resurrection and returns home where everything is back to normal and as it should be. Now we're going to look at archetypes. Archetypes are always involved in an epic, and really they're involved in everyday literature and movies and even TV shows that we watch. It's a reoccurring pattern. That's probably the most important part. We unconsciously or subconsciously know who a hero is, who the villain is, and all the other elements that fall into place. As we go through these notes, you'll probably think of movies or comic books or books that you've read where you understand these archetypes. As we go through these archetypes, I suggest you make a 3-column notes. On the first column, you'll see the actual archetype. The middle column, you'll have the definition. And on the right-hand side, you can add your own example for whatever epic or character or event you would like. Throughout this video, I'll be discussing different epic heroes and the different archetypes that go with them. I may be jumping around a little bit, but I want to make sure that we have a deep understanding. Our first character archetype is the hero, the epic hero. It says see previous notes because it was on the slide before. An example again of an epic hero could be Harry Potter, any Disney movie with the main character, or even any superhero. Good versus evil is when we always see the epic hero win. A lot of times we think that the epic hero isn't going to, but we know it's going to be a happy ending. The unhealable wound is something that is physical or psychological and literally can't be healed. Is when that the hero gets this wound is when they usually lose their innocence. For example, if we're talking about Harry Potter, we're talking about the lightning bolt on his head that was given to him by Lord Voldemort. It is both physical and psychological because he can also hear Lord Voldemort because he is a Horcrux. The magic weapon symbolizes an extraordinary quality of the hero because no one else can wield the weapon or even use it. It's usually given to the hero by their mentor. An example of this is the hammer that Thor uses. No one else can use it but him. Now let's look at some situational archetypes. These are events that the hero will go through throughout the epic. First is the quest. It's the search for someone or something, and when that thing gets back, then everything will be back to normal. Through that quest, the hero is going to go through a series of tasks. This is where they use their superhuman characteristics in order to receive something tangible. The hero will always go through an initiation, and that's when they become mature. They realize their responsibility as a hero. But before they can do that, they're going to fall. They're going to have some kind of lesson that they have to learn. Then we have one of the most frequent and almost the most important situational archetypes, and that is death and rebirth. This one is very important. Anytime we have death and rebirth, it's when the hero falls, but it rises back up again. This is symbolized by weather, by the change of season, or even description. We know that when an epic hero is at his lowest point, he will rise. Must be nice. The force is any mythical creature that either helps the hero or hinders them. In this case, we're going to see gods and goddesses intervene. And now for our last archetypes. The hero will always have a mentor. That person will work as a role model to show their student, who's the epic hero, how to succeed. Then you have loyal retainers. The key word here is loyal. They are always there to protect the hero no matter the decisions that the hero makes. We have to admit, sometimes our heroes don't make the greatest decisions, but loyal retainers will always stand by them. Then you have the friendly beast. This person shows that nature is on the friendly side of the hero. Sometimes at first the hero doesn't see this person as friendly nor helpful, but towards the end of the epic they realize. Then you have the devil Figner, who is an evil incarnate and offers something good in exchange for the possession of the epic hero's soul or something that they greatly possess. The temptress is usually a woman. Sorry, ladies. And they're going to be tempting the hero to get off course. Then you have your damsel in distress, someone that's vulnerable who must be rescued by their hero. Make sure you go back and look at your archetypes and figure out what epic hero's journey could fit those archetypes. That'll challenge you to make sure you fully understand them. When you come with your notes tomorrow, with your examples filled out, we will be watching the comedy, The Princess Bride, and looking at the archetypes within it. The purpose of The Princess Bride was to make fun of archetypes and to show that we always know what the ending's going to be if we know what the qualities of an epic are. Hope you come prepared for tomorrow.